It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him.
It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism.
What he means by pessimism is resistance. And that's what COINTELPRO was all about, stopping the resistance.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change.
We hide it in plain sight. One of Plato's greatest works was the allegory of the cave. I feel in order to understand the political matrix, we need only to look into this allegory. We first have to open our minds to the possibility everything is not as it seems. That things we've always known to be truth may be lies. For if we can't perceive the lies we've ingested, we can't see the bars on our mental conditioning. For that is how you walk out of the cave and see the political matrix. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Matrix. I am your host, Marcus Morpheus Cage, and Till will be joining us shortly. I decided, just going ahead and get this thing started. How's everybody doing out there? And no, I'm not wearing nail polish. It's just how close the thing. Oh, I didn't notice that because that label is green. It makes it look black. Said thoughts on Elon Musk becoming first trillionaire. Well, it just shows the massive level of corruption and greed that we have in our system, that any single man could even become a billionaire. It should be, unfathomable. And the fact that he is a billionaire shows that maybe, I don't know if what people do it for at that level. Is it just to be able to say that you're the first to do it? Because what do you need with $1 trillion? Like, I just can't understand how your mentality doesn't say, you know what? I know there's all these people who are out there suffering. I know there's all these people out here hungry. I literally could take the amount of money that I might spend on, a dinner and literally transform a person's life. But I don't care about that. That's why it blows my mind when I hear him on podcasts talking about this benevolent billionaires and this like virtuoso future that he has planned out. It's like, dude, we don't have the power to push back against you in any like meaningful way. So why even get out here and gaslight and lie? That's just kind of my thing more, which I've sorry if this runs me off into a tangent before I even gotten the show started, but just a frustration with so many things that I've been seeing in the world. And I guess that's going to lead on to on my original channel that's kind of become a dead channel. I'm going to start doing reaction videos. Some of the videos I typically do, it's a little bit more work doing original content. And with a lot of stuff that I've had kind of going on and, stuff that I'm dealing with in my personal life, I haven't had the time to really get into like creating some of the original content, which I would like to, because some of it's time consuming, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes on things. So I'll put forth all this effort and get the video to how I like it. But sometimes it might, maybe at that time it didn't get out fast enough, so it doesn't get the craze or catch the algorithm. And honestly, I feel like with all the things that have been kind of going on with TikTok, it's pushed a lot more of the content creators to be spread over more platforms. So I feel there are more voices out there saying some of the things I would say on some of these things. So I haven't felt the need to comment on as much, even though I do definitely have my thoughts. But I don't know. I'm my goal is to get back to definitely doing more content. Um, very very soon. But yeah, as far as my final thoughts on Elon becoming a trillionaire, it's just for what? Like, what do you need? And I don't believe he's the first trillionaire. I believe he's just the first trillionaire who's out in front of us, who we know of as a trillionaire. That's the only thing that I think. I don't think that any way, shape, or form he is the first and only one. Um, Now he may possibly be the first single individual, but I definitely know there are already trillionaire families. That's well known. Um, but it's kind of it's kind of weird. I mean, growing up, and sorry, I'm just gonna kind of speak my mind for a moment. But growing up, I always looked at like stuff like the Jetsons and stuff and thought, man, it would be amazing to have a future like that. Until I realized the level of greed and corruption that we have in our society, and we could never get there because we don't have people who are benevolent at the top. And when I mean top, I'm talking about more financial and who control power, levers of power. These people don't think in a means of what can I do to better people. It's what can I do to better myself, my progeny. What can I do to take care of my little part of the yard? And a scarcity mentality. Even though these people have more money than they could ever think of, they have more resources than they could ever think of. They live in this mindset that everything they have can be gone at any moment. So they don't have any inclination to try to help or share or better anyone around them. And then they typically raise these narcissistic kind of like evil mentality of people who just look at the rest of society as users and takers and not deserving, and these people are lazy. And so even though they have the means to, I mean, I just imagine like what would the world be like if we actually had a benevolent person who came across $1 trillion, like could just walk out there and say, you know what, this kid right here I see in this small village in Cambodia who is building a radio by scrap pieces that they put together. How brilliant is this kid? Why not throw some money behind them? And I saw somebody in there, Phony Stark, like yeah, like a Tony Stark from Iron Man, who actually gave a shit about people. I saw something some video somewhere where this kid, it took old Amazon boxes and made a whole like gun collection, like replica, of course, but replicas of some of his favorite, guns as toys, of course. Not a functioning actual real gun, but just as a toy, as a replica, and just the level of skill and talent it takes to do something like that out of cardboard. Just the beauty to be able to create something out of a material that it wasn't meant to become what it became. It's just always been something that has been inspiring and in awe to me to watch somebody just create. That's why like a lot of my like decompression videos that I've been watching lately, it's typically people doing metalworking, typically making weapons, but just being full honest, but watching restorations and watching people do these tables made out of epoxy and stuff like that, with tropical islands and stuff in the tables and all kind of cool stuff like that. Watching people go out into the jungle and build up like this cool, log cabin or whatever, and just some of these different things, seeing the ability and talent that so many people have. And it's, I don't know, I guess it's a good way to look at the world in such a better spot than so much of the negativity that I've been like seeing and consuming lately. It's just, I mean, especially like with this whole Carmelo Anthony situation and um the Cyrus Belton situation. And just watching like with the protests, with the back and forth from the Asian community to the black community, and like, for those who really know me, I've never been a person who looks at having a outright hatred towards another group of people or just people in general. If I have a problem with you or beef with you, it's because of something that has went on with us internally. It's not because I had one bad interaction with one Asian person, so now I hate all Asian people, and I take that one negative experience and take that as a license and excuse for me to attack a whole nother group of people, or see one negative representation of a group of people, and I don't attribute that to a whole group of people. um and I don't know, sometimes I guess maybe sometimes we're too close to some of these situations and we're more sensitive to them. But I heard somebody last night, and a platform that sometimes I hop on and share some thoughts. And I know everybody on the panel didn't probably completely agree with what this person said, but the fact that they said it and nobody pushed back, it kind of made me feel a type of way. They basically said like how the blacks in Canada, that they are different than the blacks of America, that we put them in this segregated area and they're kind of a little bit more reserved, and the blacks in America are basically like pimps and gangsters and prostitutes. And I'm like, none of y'all gonna push back on what that jackass said? Okay, cool. I don't know. Just sharing some of my thoughts. Sharing some of my thoughts. We'll get into the topics, of course. I want to talk about Trump's B-Day celebration, this UFC thing, which is, for all accounts, looking like a hot mess. Um, I do want to talk a little bit about the FIFA World Cup, and there's so many different stories going on with that, which I want to talk about and navigate through. Um, this fake ceasefire and fake deal and all that Trump is talking about. That I don't have to bring up too many videos or anything, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. And there's a couple of other things I'll talk about. I'll save the World Cup stuff. You said, no, it's my birthday, F Trump. Yeah, that's right. I did see what you said in there, John, about your granddaughter trying to put 65 candles on the birthday cake. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Be like, hey, little girl, that's enough. You don't need to do all that. But let's see. I'm trying to figure, what story do I want to hop into before Teal gets in here, because I'm trying to save most of the, that's what I'll do. I'll just talk to y'all for a minute. Giving Teal a couple more minutes. Let me make sure. Let me double check, because let me check my phone. Maybe I didn't send out the link to Teal, and then it's my fault. But I'm pretty sure I did. Just making sure. Oh, well, I'll send it again if not. Okay, I did send it out. And I'll just send her a little reminder. Okay. So yeah, I sent her that. And oh yeah, let me do a little shout out to everybody. Of course, I saw Jackie's in the building, which I'm not sure if she's in here or not. I saw she was going to head to bed, and then I saw her sneak back into the chat. So, Jackie, if you're there, hello. I'm glad to see you. Core Lord is in the building. John Kemper's in the building. Oh, she said, "Ooh, it's hailing." Where she's at? Sorry to hear that. Chamonique is here. Glad to see you also. And I saw somebody else. Deep State. And I think I hit everybody that I saw. Happy birthday. Glad to see glad to have you here. And glad to see we're all making it to another one. Everybody knows that life is precious, so we never know. And so enjoy each day the best you can. That's why don't be surprised. I'll go ahead and put this out there. Don't be surprised if y'all see me, I don't know when, but at least in the next few years, I plan to be out of the United States. That is my goal. Hopefully, I find some way to work remote and live in another country, and I can do more content and many other things and get off this hamster wheel in America. That would be my goal. Dominique said, "Did you see the guy who scored for Mexico is a black Colombian?" Interesting. One of the captains on the Mexican baseball team was a black Cubano. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Oh, it's kind of funny. Speaking of like Mexico and World Cup, I I saw what was it? The Koreans are like having a ball down there, or South Koreans. They are loving it. They're getting like it seems like they're getting probably some of the best hospitality in any country that they've been to, and so they are having a good time. It looks like the Mexican people are welcoming them in, showing them a good time, drinking with them. I saw like just oh, that's right. I said I wasn't gonna go into the World Cup too much, so I'll tiptoe back out. Jackie is here. Said, "Yeah, I'm still here." Marcus tried to go to sleep, but wasn't able to. Wait for some repair people to come around, make my ceiling safe because it's about to collapse. Ooh, Lord! Oh goodness! Well, prayers to you. Hopefully that gets resolved. Um, the Iranians too. Yeah, I'm gonna save the World Cup talk. I guess I'll do an. I guess I'll respond to a couple of things that I wanted to say as far as the boycotts that are going on with the whole after the whole Cyrus Carmack Belton um death. My thoughts on that one is for the protests. And I honestly would extend that out that for Black Americans. I would extend that protest out to most people. If you even get a hint that anybody feels some type of way about you, stop going to their stores in general. I kind of without boycotting Asian businesses in general, outside of getting some Chinese food or like some Mongolian food or something, I don't really do that much shopping, particularly with Asian businesses like that. So that's not a thing that I really engage with. So saying, "Hey, boycott," that's not hard. Okay, I'll stop eating Chinese food for a couple of weeks, whatever. I mean, or I'll figure out how to whichever dishes I like on my own. But I don't know. I'm seeing the back and forth from the Asian community. Some of them are getting out there and showing solidarity and saying, you know what, hey, if you need to boycott my people, go on ahead and boycott them because they own some BS. And then some of them not wanting to say nothing in the chats, but they're hopping in people's DMs and telling them, hey, take down that video. No, no, no. We're not taking down the video. How about you address the racism going on in your community, or you speak out heavily against it so you don't get dragged down with it? Because that's one of the things which behind the scenes, I was having a conversation with a Orthodox rabbi a couple of years ago. And I haven't talked to him in a while, but we used to kind of go back and forth in the chat and especially speak theology and stuff. And outside of theology, I was like, yo, man, why is it that you from your perspective, you say that there are a lot of Jewish people who are not for a lot of this BS that's going on? And when I'm talking about the war, I'm talking about Gaza and all that. And I was asking him that. Oh, sound check. Are you there too? Guess she's still having trouble with her sound. I'll just keep going, and then just whenever you're good, hop in and let me know too. But anyway, I was like, so if you're not on the same shit as the rest of your people, why don't you speak up? And he's like, well, we kind of feel like we don't support what's going on, and it kind of looks bad for us to kind of go against our own people. And I'm like, yeah, but when you're not saying anything, you look like you're supporting it. So it's better to get out in front of it and be like, yo, I'm not messing with what they talking about. It's the same thing if any people who I'm affiliated or attached to start saying some crazy stuff, I'm gonna jump out there and be like, nah, that's not how I rock, you know. And if you don't get yourself on the record,
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but my audio is not working.
and Logan, glad to see you here. Also, hello to you. But I was just talking. I guess I was kind of just rambling a little bit, waiting on you getting in. I don't want to get into too many of the subjects before you, but I was talking a little bit, kind of a recap on some of my feelings on the protest stuff that's been going on, especially with the Asian communities, and you know, some of them talking about how you can't boycott us and this, or it's not fair, and it's like I get how people will feel. Oh, it's this one guy who was saying this. Is this, or it was this one case. You know, we're not all Rick Chow. Yeah, but I grew up with plenty of disrespect coming from the Asian community, and so it's kind of been a pervasive problem.
Whoa.
It looks like your other one's trying to click in.
Hold on.
Okay. Sorry, I muted that till we get that figured out. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Plenty of black people have no problem boycotting this. Like how the guy was talking about, the laundromats and all that. There are plenty of people who don't even use laundromats. There are plenty of people. You can buy liquor damn near anywhere. You don't need an Asian liquor store. It's like some of the shit that like that one guy was talking about was just weird to me. And even though like growing up in the Midwest, we didn't really have a lot of Koreans, but just how much stuff that I notoriously heard about Koreans on the West Coast before I even met Koreans, the reputation of Koreans being racist was like already, you know, deeply sewn into my psyche before I even got here. I've only met like one person who's half Japanese and one Japanese guy who I worked with, and that's pretty much about it. Pierre Powers. I mean, being former military and my cousins who are military, yeah, I'll support the troops, but I don't even watch UFC like that all the time anyway, so that's not something I'll really engage in. For all who want to do it, knock yourself out. But yeah, I won't be engaging in that. It's just like, even I'll go be honest, even though I'm going to talk about the World Cup and I support the World Cup, I'll be honest, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I'm not a big soccer
Football.
That's not my jam. And
It's becoming my jam. It is.
I don't know. For me, it's too much damn running around, and I don't know. To me, it's just so boring. I
had it playing with the finals playing, so I was getting a little bit of everything.
I get it. I definitely understand patriotism and getting behind your country, and I've always loved stuff like the Olympics, where countries get to compete against other countries in good sport, and we can compete against each other in competition instead of politics and war and things like that. I've always supported that. But I'll just be honest, some sports have never caught my attention. Like,
they've already made it political though.
I know. That's why I was waiting.
Good shit. By the way, my grandmother.
I'm gonna jump over.
My grandmother's Korean. Or that's when I was popping in. My grandmother's Korean, and like, yeah, I should say my step grandmother, but she's a grandmother I recognize. Song Young Soo, Korean lady. Okay, they have the same racism as white people. Koreans have white people racism. They hate like white people do because they fetishize black people too. Because my grandmother loved her to death. I really do. Like, she grew on me just like we grew on her. But my granddaddy got her off the boat. We make that joke. Like, even she make that joke. You know what I'm saying? But my granddaddy got her off the boat, bro. He was over at Korea in war on the base. macking on hoes, knowing damn well he had a wife at the crib. Came back off the boat with her, like straight up. When he got back, fucking USA side, man, this motherfucker had a new wife, was moving to El Paso, said fuck his own family, like stereotypical military dude.
I ain't even gonna say nothing about it. I mean,
I ain't even mad at him.
Not that I did it when I was in the military, because like I'm not even gonna pass judgment because I don't know. I can't speak for other people's relationships. I mean, I knew people in the military who was like, yo, what happens while we home is what we do home, and when I'm out here and you home, hey, it's fair game. So I've seen people have their own splits, however they want to do it.
I ain't mad at him. Okay, God rest my grandfather. So I ain't mad at him. My grandmother, but damn, that bitch crazy. I left her ass too. Fuck. Shit. He ain't do nothing wrong with my eyes. That bitch psychotic. Hell yeah, get you like a little Song Young Soup that was with you to the end. So Song Young Soup, all you got to worry about her doing is motherfucking gambling. She go to the goddamn casino. That's every time I call, hey Papa, what's going on? Hey, man. He had a stroke in the 90s, so he was still cognitive. So I'd talk to him on the phone and shit. Then I'd be like, yo, where's Sonny at? He'd be like, at the casino. God damn, that bitch lit, don't she? Would you want to know something? She ain't gambled the house away. Tell you that much. She was there when my granddaddy died. Tell you that much. Got the house, got the car, the kids, the dog. She got it all. Ain't mad at her. Shit. Go ahead, Sonny. But they fetishized black people because soon as she got over here, she brought her family over here. Everybody came, nigga. Everybody. Her mama, her daddy, her brother, 2 cousins, and an auntie.
I was seeing an interesting conversation going on in the chat. I kind of wanted to hop into it. Started off with Jackie saying, are liquor licenses in the U.S. a lot like licenses in the U.K.? And then a court lawyer says, Jackie, please explain the licenses. In the U.S., you have a liquor reseller license, and requirements vary based on state, even county. That is 1,000% correct. I've lived in, like how Kansas City is. Kansas City is kind of split by 2 states and 2 counties. Now, granted, you do have the surrounding suburbs and all that, and other cities that make up the greater metro. But like I could drive like literally like from where my grandmother's house was in Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte County. I was probably like driving wise, like literally 5 minutes from Missouri. 5 minutes, boom, you could be in a store buying liquor there. At some periods of time on Sundays, it was no alcohol was not able to be sold the whole county wide. So what people will do is just go across the lines, and they flip-flopped. At certain time, Jackson County wasn't allowed to sell alcohol on Sunday, and then Kansas, Wyandotte County was selling alcohol on a Sunday. And so that's what I'm saying. That close within the same metro, you got some places doing one thing and some doing other things. You had some places that didn't allow smoking in restaurants, and some places allowed smoking in restaurants. And then like when I lived in Jacksonville, there are no individual like liquor stores. Like you
can go to Walmart
in most places. Well, no, you do have the side-by-side Walmarts, but you have I can't remember what ABC Liquor, which
that's Virginia. Virginia got that. Yeah.
It's a state conglomerate. And so this place is like basically kind of controlled by the state.
Yep.
And so it's not like a typical liquor store that you would have in most other places. Whereas out here in California, you got liquor stores that tend to be owned by, certain nationalities of people. Just like when I was in one area, all the hotels were basically owned by Indian people. Exactly. All of them by Indian people. and like,
or the Guptas.
A lot of the corner gas stations were owned by Koreans, which my 7-Eleven across from me is actually owned by Arab. And the laundromat is owned by Arab.
My corner store is an Arab-owned family.
But that's the thing out here in California.
We couldn't have liquor on Sunday, but we couldn't have liquor on Sunday at all. In Virginia for the longest. It wasn't until after COVID where you could get liquor on Sunday, or a little bit before COVID where you could buy liquor on Sundays. But the ABC store don't open till noon.
Mm-hmm.
because we're a Bible Belt.
A Bible. That's what I was gonna say. Bible Belt thing, and the Bible Belt. For people who don't understand, the Bible Belt actually wraps across the South and most of the Midwest. And honestly, the Bible Belt actually wraps into certain parts of what would be like the mountain areas like Montana and Wyoming, South Dakota, and all that. They actually fall up under the Bible Belt too, even though like it's not like a straight belt. It's kind of like I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, different states are very different. Just like in California, you might have, like, depending on where you are, you might have a lot of the liquor stores that might be owned by a Latino, or you might have some which are owned by Black people. And so it's not like, I don't know, when I hear these people going to, well, you want to boycott this, then you're gonna, no, every place is not uniform. Yeah, a lot of Utah's dry counties, no alcohol at all. Yeah, because that's controlled by Mormons. Marcus, we have Bevmo here. Oh, so Bevmo is like an ABC. I have seen Bevmos, but I didn't realize it was the same concept. Like, I'm trying to think in Jacksonville, I don't even think you can have like a separate liquor store. I think it's only ABC or like Costco. Trying to remember how that works, because I don't really remember independent liquor stores. And like when I was in Kansas City, like most of the liquor stores were owned by Black and white people. So it wasn't even like a Asian liquor store, Korean thing so that's what I'm saying. America's so big that it all depends on the region and where you live, depending on how things go. And actually, it's not even like, it can be so different within the same state. Like, there's stuff that goes on in Southern California that's very different than, the Bay Area, or almost right on the borders to Oregon. So it just kind of all depends on where you are, because it can be so different in so many different parts of the US. Says Marcus, all the nail salons here are Vietnamese. I want to open a nail salon, but they got a monopoly. I guarantee you right now would be the time, Chamonique, if you want to get in on that and start trying to push against it. I guarantee you, if you put yourself out there as Latino owned, I think that there's a market for it right now, especially with how a lot of the the Asians in general are really getting kind of exposed for some of their racism in their community. So I would say if there's a chance, now would be the time to go for it. And I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of people around which would help you, especially on social media. Now is the time to go after it. I completely support anybody trying to better themselves and get into the entrepreneurial business, especially like the area where I live in. There's so much stuff that's Latino owned and controlled, and whether that be a family business or whatever. And I'm talking about, you see people who their parents might have gotten to this country, or they even came to this country at like 4 or 5 years old, didn't speak a lick of English, learned English, got their degrees, got their licenses, and now they're like multimillionaires. So there is the ability. I'm not gonna say it's easy, definitely not. And I'm pretty sure some of those people had avenues to kind of help them, but hey, don't sell yourself short. Try if you have that belief in view. Okay. Yeah, I definitely say try. I mean, even if it has to start out like just small, getting a couple of clients until you build up on your own. Huh. John says, I've never seen a Black owned nail or hair shop in the hood. That's disconcerting. Actually,
my city got them.
Where I grew up, all the hair, like the hair shops, like the hair salons, but like None of the hair stores were black owned where I grew up. Nail
we
shop,
got
starting to
one
be some. It's
for
starting to be
sure.
some.
Shout out to Ray at Supreme Styles. He's been our black owned hair store and men's clothing store and like hood clothing. You get a shirt screen pressed off the money. Like he been open since I was a teenager. I think I was 15. So he been open at least 20 years. Shout out to Ray. And I seen him at the local Walmart a couple weeks back. He honked at my horn. I had to look in the windshield, like, cause like our town is small enough, but it's big. You know what I'm saying? Because they celebrating 250th year of being here and shit. Whoop de doo. And everybody and their grandmama that came to Williamsburg and shit. Crazy work. But this town big but small but big. And like I know all the black people that's work for them out here. We got a black hair store, we got a black hair salon, we have a black nail shop, a lot of black restaurants. More than I ever thought Williamsburg would do. I get shout out Williamsburg for allowing that. I ain't gonna hold you, Chamonique, though. We got like for a while, our Mexican population, our Latino population was popping for real, for real. They kind of slowed down some of the families that got, out the game. But man, listen, them 3 families had this place on lock.
Yeah, that's what I'm really saying. It does make a difference, the demographics of an area too.
Hell yeah,
it makes a difference.
Cause like we got 2 Chinese spots and that's it. Like, and some of our nail salons, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of our nail salons ran by the same Asian family that's lived there their whole life, like 4 or 5 generations. But like, it's family for real out here in our demographic.
Yeah, I mean it's very different than like we're like living out here in California. Some areas, like most of the cities that surround me and the city I'm in, are literally like 90% Hispanic. So, I wanted to read this. Jackie said, perhaps they have a monopoly because they are undercutting on prices. Well, here's the one thing which is not ever really mentioned, and I don't think a lot of immigrants in general realize this and like put this in their calculus while they're insulting the people whose communities they move into. Because you are an immigrant, there are certain laws on the books that actually give you an advantage opening a business.
Thank you.
There's certain money that is allocated specifically for immigrants that the regular citizens cannot get. So you are given an opportunity and that none of the other people there have. That's the reason why so many people are able to come in here fresh off the boat. And then when there's a couple of years, now they got them a business. And then they look around and like, I don't get why you blacks and you whatever and can't do this. Bitch, we don't have the same opportunity you do.
And y'all one step underneath a white person because white people get the leg up any goddamn way.
The crazy part is through all the protests which black people did fighting for their own rights, it allowed for all the other minority groups to come in. For those minority groups to come in and because of white racism be pushed in to the black neighborhoods because of the segregation and then be given business loans to be able to open up business in those said cities for you to turn around and insult the people who are your customers and clientele, insult the people who white people made you go live by, and insult the people who actually made it a pathway for you to come into this place in the first place. Most of these people don't even realize their whole prosperity, the whole reason why they're able to come into this country and be prosperous and act as pompous as they act is because of the blood and sweat and tears that black people did in the first place. So it's so ironic to see these very people, after they'd made a little bit of money off the black community, turn around and then look at us sideways. I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me. I can believe it, Chamonique, because like I said, I've seen black people who have a complete business plan together. They'll go into the bank. They put up this amount of money. I got this to set up for that. I want to do my business here, and then run into all this red tape. just for that property to be bought up by somebody else, more than likely somebody who is either an immigrant or a child of an immigrant, and then get that opportunity and open up that business. And that's one of the things which I said, yo, I'm in support. I'm one of those people, which I know it's not popular right now to say that I'm definitely in support of the whole black and brown unity and building up, all people of color. But what happens, at a detriment that kind of hurts our community, is many of the immigrants who will come into this country, especially Asian and Latino, come in and worry about only prioritizing and helping Asians and Latinos, and then screw over the black community and stuff who are living in these areas, whose neighborhoods who they move into. And so that's the reason why there's probably a lot of the soul foods who are owned by Chinese people, is because it gets so expensive and so hard to open a business and stay in California that the black population continues to dwindle. I don't know. Living in here and seeing everything firsthand is so disheartening, seeing how this whole thing kind of works. So messed up. Hey, what's up, old man Barker? Chris H in the building.
What up, Chris?
What up, Michael? Nohilo's in the building also. But I'm just watching this whole dynamic on how this stuff all plays out, and it's like, I'm in California, and I say that because you'll look up, and I want to say a huge majority of the politicians who will be, I'll say easily in California, especially Southern California, 50% of the politicians at least are children of Latino immigrants or Latino immigrant themselves, and then focus on only building up Latino immigrants.
Kind of sound like another group of people we know.
I'm just like, I mean, I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying how I see that it is. And we covered that, not that well. It's probably been a while ago now, but those three politicians out here, they were like, oh, they're with the blacks, showing that secretly those politicians, when we're trying to have this unity, are still trying to separate off and only worry about taking care of brown. And it's so frustrating, because it's like, yo, black people ain't over here getting in power trying to make sure we screw over the browns. We not on that. But for some reason, it has to come at us. It has to come at us. It has to come at us from this direction. And then at the same time, while we're thinking, oh, well, maybe we'll have some solidarity from the brown community because we're going through the same thing. We're dealing with the same struggles, the same kind of racism. We're fighting
black,
over
me
here.
Dominican.
No,
black, me Dominican. Y'all be pulling that card quick. Black.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't really have that problem out here in California. Ain't no Dominicans in California.
No, but that's the card they pull though. Regardless, they pull that Latin card like that's a step up. That's what I'm saying, because that's what Haitians deal with all the time. They were so quick. Y'all share a fucking island. Y'all are across the fucking street, and y'all will say, "Oh no, me no black, me no Dominican." Yeah, y'all quick to be like, "Oh no, Mexican pride all day." I lived on the West Coast. I lived on the West Coast for 3 years.
Yeah, but that's more of an East Coast thing. Like what I was talking about is more on the West Coast, because as far as like most of the black that you have out here, if they're not like Black American, they're Nigerian, Ethiopian, like the Afro-Latino is like very, very, very minuscule group out here. Like especially of just of an already small group of black people. But I'm saying on the other side of it, having that problem with the Latino community, you got the Asians over here who are doing the same thing. And so you're getting pressed on by both sides. And the crazy part about it, when I hear white people, you know who white people have a problem with and dislike the most?
Mexicans.
Yes, exactly. They hate the Mexicans.
I told you I I told you I lived on the West Coast. And I shout out to the Pacific Islanders. I know y'all are like Asian too, but y'all are like the black Asians, and y'all down with the niggas on the West Coast. At least the ones that I met in Vegas. Shout out to the Pacific Islanders. Shout out to Rock.
They're heavy out here too. But honestly, the crazy part about it is the Pacific Islanders are the only ones who really bang and help with the black community.
Yes, they do. That's why I had to shout them out. I had to shout out the Pacific Islanders. Shout out the Rock. Shout out the Usos and shit. Because y'all think y'all black damn near. Y'all down with the cause. The Filipinos too.
Yeah,
they be down with the cause. They be like, nah, fuck that.
That's the crazy part. I got on the East Coast. I would agree with that, and in the Midwest, Filipinos on the East Coast and Midwest, I definitely agree. But on the West Coast, I don't know.
Lord, y'all, case by case. Jesus.
They be acting like the Nigerians. Lord. I mean, well, there are Cubans out here, but of the Latino population, which is in the millions, the Cubans, I'm telling you, at best, is what, like 2%. I mean, it is not percentage wise. There's not enough Cubans out here to even really factor them into the whole Latino discussion. The majority of the Latinos out here, after Mexicans, is Guatemalans, and El Salvadorians, and probably I would say Colombians. And then the other groups are all the way down, like these little tiny numbers. Or they're a mixture, Mexican and this, Mexican and that, Mexican and that. He says, so what's up with South Africa? Did you guys hear about? I don't know. I don't even know about that.
I can't read it. What are you saying?
He said about South Africa. Did you guys hear about them having troubles with Nigerians? It don't surprise me. You got two. What I've seen is you got two types of Nigerians. Two types.
If you didn't know, Marcus doesn't like Nigerians, y'all. I don't know. If I don't like me and Kanye to apple juice, Nigerians to Marcus. Okay, if y'all can do that math equation. Y'all got it, because baby,
I'm not saying that I don't like.
He don't like them. He don't like them. I'll tell y'all. He ain't got to tell you. I'll tell you. He don't like Nigerians. Them motherfuckers. No, he put a bad taste in his mouth.
Man, I just ran into so many days.
Told you they put a bad taste in his mouth. He'd be like, man, fuck them motherfuckers.
Dude, I would far the rest of Africa. Well, except for I don't want to mess with the North Africans, but Ghana, Ghana, Chad, Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Africa, Congo. I'm cool with all the rest. It's just, man, I'd be like, when I meet a Nigerian, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
He hate him. No, excuse me. He don't hate him. He really don't like him.
No, the problem is they hate us.
And he don't like them back.
Hey, you put that energy out to me, I'm gonna give you that energy right back. That's how I see it. You put that energy out to me, you're gonna get it right back. And Nigerians do not. They talk the most shit on black people than anybody.
As black people, crazy, crazy as the word.
Yeah, so
if at any point in time anybody in the chat gets a Nigerian prince in their inbox, please come to Marcus first before sending that man money. He will tell you exactly how he feels, and that hopefully will deter you from making that bad decision.
But the crazy part is the Nigerians who are in Nigeria, most of them seem like they're trying their best to be cool with us. It's their cousins who come over here. That's the problem.
Well, those cousins are Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, West Philadelphia born and raised. They came over here trying to turn into cult.
I mean, I'll give what KGB and Godfrey a pass, but the rest of these, I'm sorry. All right, I've been on my tangent long enough. We'll get into the subjects a little bit. So, and that's right, I forgot. It's John's BDAY first.
Hey,
Trump
John, happy birthday.
Yes. Trump just happens to share it with John. So we giving credit to John first over Trump. But it looks like things are not going as planned for Trump.
He pooped on himself again from what I heard.
Did you hear it's supposed to rain? It's like raining out.
Oh, it's hailing, bro. I don't live that far from DC. It's fucking hailing. That's why my shit keeps going in and out. It's fucking hailing here. What you talking about?
God is like, fuck your party, bitch.
God don't like ugly, you know? He's adamant about that. I know that for a fact. That man does not like ugly. And so he made it storm. And it didn't storm all day. It didn't storm until like 2 hours ago. 3 hours ago.
I got to show you this. I saw this just scrolling right before the show. And this is one of the guys who's supposed to be fighting on Trump's card. I was like, what the hell did I just see? Let's go back up here.
Choke it.
So what? Maybe I was drinking last night. But who wouldn't? Who wouldn't be? I have a giant black man that wants to knock me out. He has the most knockouts in UFC history.
Be still, Josh.
231. 231. The official weight for Josh Hogan. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, Josh Hogan.
So what? Maybe I was drinking last night.
Now, I don't know if that's a parody or not. I'm like, please tell me that's not real. But do y'all see?
I really hope that's not real. But if that grown ass man about to get beat up by that black man, I wouldn't go in the ring either, baby. I'd be scared as fuck too.
He is puking on himself, like walking up to weigh in. I was like, what the hell is this? And he looks like he's like physically drunk right now. Not like, bro, you gonna fight like this? Oh, shoot. I don't know why it is acting crazy. Acting crazy.
Because we're talking about Trump. You ain't paid the bill. I know you didn't pay the bill. I know you didn't, Mark. I know you didn't pay the bill. I know you didn't. You ain't got to tell me. Oh, I forgot. I know you forgot to pay the bill. FBI agent on our ass. We out here talking about Trump's first contender out here puking on himself at the goddamn weigh-in. God damn, bro.
My thing is jumping all over the place, like messing with X. Which that's the reason why I was like, let me hurry up and click it off my screen, because you don't know what you'll see. What'll pop up. I was watching one video about giraffes, and next thing you know, somebody walked up and got shot in the face. I'm like, whoa. That's right. I don't know who all's on X still, but you don't know what the hell you'll have popping up next. And so it can be dangerous having X just, on the screen for a live stream. I mean, I love animal videos. And so I was watching animal videos, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to watch little animals get murdered and stuff. And it was a video of a coyote like eating somebody's cat. I'm like, whoa, what the how does that get in the feed of watching cute puppy videos?
Lord. Watching somebody punt a puppy off the side of a mountain. Speaking of, did you see that video? That girl that got thrown off the mountain in Brazil? Crazy work. Crazy.
Which I don't know. Maybe it conflated, because I do watch a lot of fight videos on X.
Well, obviously, your algorithm has correlated the fact that if Marcus likes watching humans get beat up, he must obviously like animals being tortured, because he likes funny videos of baby dogs and puppies and shit. So obviously, we're gonna put that together. AI. He wants to see a puppy get punched in the face. That's what he wants to see right now. Boom.
Yeah.
UFC fight. Cute dog. Put it together. Cute dog getting punched in the face.
like no, don't combine that. Uncombine that. Stop. No, don't do that. I don't know, but yeah, my probably algorithm is probably insane. Well, actually, the way the algorithm is going now, especially like on YouTube, you watch 2 videos of a similar thing, and now you get bombarded with the same videos now. I mean, it is ridiculous.
Check me out. So I don't know if y'all know this. This is a personal story. We're gonna get on the real topics in a second. Sorry, we sidebar, but this is a personal story. So I have a fear of statues. Okay, I think I might have brought it up before in the past, but let's refresh it. I have a fear of statues. Terrified of fucking statues. They are terrifying to me. Okay, hate statues. All right. Also, can't fucking swim. Okay, cannot swim. Soon as the water is in my chest and my feet don't touch, I'm out. Okay, wave pools, suck my dick. Real pools, suck my dick. The ocean, ha! No. Okay, I have been trying my best to get over some of my fears lately because I ain't no bitch. You feel me? So I, every once in a blue moon, get to talking to my boo thing who also has a fear of statues in open water. Okay? He can swim, but he has statues open water. I show him one time what my biggest fear is. Statues underneath the ocean. Them big ass statues. Shit like that. Oh my God. That is fuel and gasoline to my nightmares, y'all. Okay? I show this motherfucker one video. And for the last 2 months, okay, this bitch will send me AI videos of huge ass Achilles, Hercules head ass busts halfway in deep ass water. And the viewpoint of it, because you know they show you a little preview, the viewpoint is first person. This bitch slipped off the motherfucking staircase into the goddamn water with the statue head. Nigga, I about threw up. Opening my YouTube. I was terrified. The background is red. The fucking statue's eyes is red. Oh, fuck no. And then it goes, and in 15 minutes, it's going to be a Buddha statue, big as fuck, halfway through water, and it's going to start growing. And the fucking water is still deep as hell, but the fucking statue starts rising. Oh my God. I don't even like my YouTube right now. I turned it on to FIFA immediately.
Well, I know there's a video that you definitely don't want to see that Tony Baker was talking about the other day about the swimmers. It was 4 swimmers who they had their tanks, and like I guess the best way I can show it is they were going through this ravine. They were going through like that over. Then they started diving all the way up under this rock basin, and then they had to come back up on this other side over here. Well, what happened is, the first swimmer made it through, but the second swimmer got stuck.
Oh, Jesus, no.
And so the third swimmer is sitting there like, I'm running out of air. I can't keep going any further. The second one, the last one, seeing that the other 2 were stuck in front of him, turned around and start trying to swim back the way they came. But it was too far, and he started running out of air, and he ended up drowning and dying. So
fuck no. Marcus, what the hell? You gotta warn me of some shit. I thought Jesus was gonna come in and breathe life into you just gonna say, and that motherfucker dead like shit, right? Boom, next 2, out of here, adios. What, Marcus? Yeah. That motherfucker died? All 3 of them died?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I made that shit up. No, are you fucking? Why would you tell me some shit like that? And my bestie talking about we should go on a cruise. Bitch, fuck you and that cruise.
Yeah, they were swimming like basically it's like a layer of rock right there. And so once they dived, they went down under this layer of rock, start going through this long tube of rock base, and then dive deep below. And then they were coming up the last part. There's a little bitty part that you had to squeeze through. And then once you got to the top, you started coming out another little tunnel, and then you're back up. They were at the very last part. They were like at 95% complete and got stuck at the end.
And not to sound like that person, but I'm just going to sound like that person. Congregation, chat, viewers, new viewers, and late viewers. Y'all already know who the fuck it was. We ain't got to tell you kind of people it was. Y'all already know that's some shit. Okay? I ain't gonna say it, but y'all know that was some shit right there. Cause you ain't never heard you ain't never heard the black and brown and yellow congregation. I don't know, maybe the yellow, but you ain't never heard the black and brown congregation get together and say, you know what we finna do? We're gonna hold our breath long as fuck and go up underneath this rock and go out on the other side. For what? For what? Most we gonna do is, hey bro, I'm gonna swim to the other side of this pool, I'm gonna touch the wall, I'm gonna come right back. That's it. We swim in designated areas.
They said they said that loop that they had to swim down and go around the rock. They said that was the equivalent of swimming down like 4 stories. You're done.
You're done. What are you training for? Well, not anymore because you didn't pass the training. But what the fuck was you training for, bro? Like, tell me what's fitting to happen. Because if that's the case, I'm gonna get me a little baby and me swim class in too. If you think we fit to go under, but why on any Wednesday out of the 2026, 2018, if you were in Ethiopia, 2054, if you were somewhere else, what made you think, you know what, we should do this Wednesday? Swim down 4 stories, hold our breath on some weak, like, yeah, we about to be the strongest. We about to turn into Superman. What the fuck? Why would you do that?
They basically decided to swim through an underground cave.
Dumb. Nobody ever says, let's go swim down a cavern in the water. That's dumb. People don't even like, that's stupid. Go walk the Grand Canyon if you that bad. That's dumb. Swimming, that's dumb. That's dumb. That's shit. That's dumb.
And honestly, for me, because of like with my knee injury that I had, sometimes my leg will lock up on me. Nah, I don't do too much swimming after that. I had one time I was out there in the water swimming, knee locked, couldn't move my leg. And I'm bottom heavy. My bottom just starts sinking. I'm like, nah, I'll play around in the pool a little bit, but I'm not getting out in water that's too deep or too far away from because at least if I'm a little closer to shore, I can, get on my back without basically using my legs very much. But I don't get too far away. Not no more.
One time I was at the wave pool in Busch Gardens. That shit got me in my face. I said, well, that's the end of that. That's the last time I've been in the water. How about that? I put my toes in and walk back away. Nope.
Mariah, no, it's not swimming after eating. It's my knee surgery. Part of my knee injury, I had a bucket handle tear in my meniscus. And what a bucket handle tear is that cushion in your meniscus, part of it that's tears, it flips under. And it's kind of like something that's supposed to be flat, partially folding over. And so it doesn't sit back flush. It doesn't sit back flush again. And my knee is not able to go forward at that point. My knee is just stuck in like a 90-degree angle. And then there's also the possibility, because they took my hamstring out to make me a new ACL, part of it. And for those who don't know, everybody has 2 hamstrings in each leg. They take one, if they take one out, of course, you're only one left.
Bicentennial head ass.
So if I lost that one hamstring, I don't have that backup hamstring there. So pop, I'm done. That leg's not moving. Because for those who don't know, your hamstring is the muscle it helps with the muscle on the back of your leg to pull your leg back, from being straight. So no,
build him stronger, faster. Where's Centennial Man?
So nope, I don't play around with the knee too much in a situation where I can drown and die. if it's an emergency and I got to jump in the water to try to save somebody or swim to save my life, that's one thing.
Cool, child. I'm going under.
but I'm not taking the chance that my knee goes out of me and I'm stuck in the water somewhere.
You see how quick I just came to terms with my life? Why they didn't? Oh my God. As soon as you said, if I got to save somebody, them niggas is dead if I'm there. I am so sorry. If I'm on the watch, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll call for help. I'll scream, help. I can't do nothing else after that. But even if I got to save myself, there should be no reason I put myself in those type of dangers of water. But if I did, Well, Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. I do take Jesus as my Lord and Savior because I'm fit to see us. I'm fit
Well,
to
this
see him.
is like what Thomas was saying. Best thing to do, Marcus, is just float on your back. That's what I'm saying. Float on my back and then try to, get myself closer to shore. You say if you're in that if you get into another predicament, LOL. Well, if your knee is locked like that, that'll make it very difficult. What
It's
I'm
gonna
trying
be
to
dead
explain to
weight,
y'all is
ain't it?
I used to, yeah, it's just dead weight. And what I'm saying is from sprinting and running heels and doing a lot of like leg exercises. I used to have massive tree trunk legs, and they still are pretty strong and pretty muscular. You know, when people talk about what is it? You got mailman calves. Like, yes, I have big giant calves and big huge quads. And so most of my weight is in my legs. And so that's pretty hard to float when you got a lot of just dead weight, dead muscle weight just sitting there. So yes, so sorry we went on our our crazy stories and talked about stuff that y'all know y'all don't care about, but glad y'all entertained us. Glad y'all cared to hear our entertaining talk. But I mean, I guess the Trump UFC thing is what it is. It's a hot mess that I'm glad it's not going well. Ceasefire, of course, is ain't no such thing as a ceasefire. And onto the World Cup stuff. So and I got a video, I mean not a video, but I got a story that I think would be best for us to kick it off with. Pun intended. Oh shoot. What is this? Ah man. Of course it would want me to continue on. Damn it. You know what? Screw it. I'll just do it. I'll just do it.
Sorry, y'all. I'm about to move out my kitchen. I'm meal prepping for the week. I gotta go to work. But while he's getting that story together, put your team. If you're watching people, put your team in the chat so we can see where we at. And better not be no Argentina either. Better not be no damn Argentina. You put Argentina in the chat, we're gonna kick you out the chat.
Yes. Not fun. Not fun to the Argentinians.
Thank you, Marcus. See, boom. Him, Nigerians, and Argentinians. See how they kind of sound the same too to him? Probably got all the same letters. You feel me? He don't like neither one of them. Okay.
Huh. I'm sorry, Till. I can't bring it up. It wants to charge me a free trial, and I am not doing that because I won't remember it. But it was a story that you had about the I wonder if I pulled it up on my phone if it can still come up.
If you probably get it on Instagram, you probably be able to just type in what I said and put it on Instagram, pull up Instagram. That'd be free. Which one was it? Was it my story, like Haiti story? Was it
your story? Yeah, your Haiti story.
Okay, so pretty much this, I'll give y'all the clip notes. So if you look at Haiti's kit, a kit is their jersey. Okay, by the way, I am now a soccer guru. Okay, because Haiti is in the mix. Okay, I've learned all the rules. So the kit is the jersey that you have in which you can use for your games, okay? Well, Haiti has had the same jersey all this whole time, and the jersey, the kit itself had the Battle of Versailles on it, but it was like the Battle of Versailles with, how can I say it? No faces. There was no faces up there. Nobody's face at all whatsoever, but like they sat here and got mad and was like, y'all can't have that on y'all jersey because it's too political. What do you mean it's too political? What about it is too political? Oh, you can't have the Battle of Versailles, especially if y'all want it. I'm not Versailles, good God. I'm so sorry. The Haitian Revolution. You can't have the Haitian Revolution on your jersey. And so 2 days before they were supposed to get here for the World Cup, they was like, yeah, FIFA was like, yeah, fuck all that. Y'all can't have it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now, this is the other thing. My thing is, y'all, I get it. It's a national flag, but the national flag also has symbolism for that battle as well, and the flag itself. So I'm a little confused as to how y'all are going to say these matches which in a sense are political, because if you think about how the Olympics is here, any other sport in which, you know, you're going against another nation, another country, it gets fucking political, bro. I'm just trying to understand how all of a sudden Haiti's getting picked on. Now, Haiti hasn't been in the World Cup in 54 years. Now, this is where I'm getting my little woo shit. The Knicks just won the fucking finals after 53 years. Here it is, Haiti not coming back after 53 years. Okay, both of these teams have like not been into like their final whatever in the last 50 some odd years. But I just noticed that when it comes to Haiti, if they're not depicted as these impoverished little babies that need help all the time, y'all don't like it. And Haiti is the first, numero uno. Didn't nobody do it beforehand. These motherfuckers did it because they're the first nation to get free and give independence to all the people that helped them get free in their country, and then proceeded to do island hopping and country hopping and help everybody else get free from the colonizers. So what you mean, FIFA? What you mean they can't show how they started the revolution? Is it because they started the revolution? And now it's getting even nastier because I watched the match, and it was bad because I watched the match and the ref was doing some of the wildest calls ever. And it, not to mention, we find out after the fact that the ref that they put on the Haiti match, which if you know anything about FIFA now or soccer, this particular group is called the Death Group. They called this group the Four Horsemen. Okay? They got some big names in their group, but like the referee that they picked to referee the game got kicked out last year from his own country for making bad calls and throwing games. So I just find it wild that Haiti has some of the most controversy, and they just started playing last night. I'm really confused right now because they just started playing last night, and they have the most controversy. South Africa, Nigeria, Congo, them niggas come in looking like Dapper fucking Dan and shit. You feel me? They get to wear whatever they want to wear. But Haiti always getting picked on. And y'all know, y'all be like, damn, T, how come Haiti always? I don't know. Maybe because they're the first, but I'm very impartial to Haiti because I'm Haitian. But like, the shit is just crazy to me.
That's terrible.
This shit is just crazy. I didn't hear nothing when it came to Brazil. Them niggas came in just fine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear nothing when it came to England. Them motherfuckers came in fine. Like, everybody was cool. Canada, cool. Like, ain't nobody bothering nobody else. Everybody's bothering Haiti. Really got us outshine like the underdog for real. And I don't like that either. Because, like, at the end of the day, come on, man. We here to play just like everybody else. And if you watch that game, that shit was crazy. Because they played their fucking hearts out. They really fucking did. Not getting the calls they needed to get called. Fucking holding down the fort. There were so many times. These motherfuckers literally, Scotland literally had the ball in their hand and it won't the fucking goalie. I don't know about y'all, but me, I watch and know enough soccer to the bare minimum. I know you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to use your motherfucking feet. But you out here touching the ball and you ain't the special nigga in the yellow. Crazy work to me. Did it get called? No, it didn't get called. That referee was doing wild shit. They was throwing shit at this motherfucker when he left the game last night. They were literally throwing their things at him because they already know what time it is, and it doesn't make sense that Haiti has to be the ones that deal with it. I'm very discouraged to see exactly how the rest of this entire fucking FIFA's gonna go. But we gonna see. We gonna see. Sorry, that's my rant for right now. Besides that, FIFA, the World Cup has been doing real good. Shout out to South Africa putting up a front. Shout out to Canada. You know, they was doing their goddamn thuggism. I will not be rooting for America at anything whatsoever. I really want Trump to get his fucking feelings hurt. In all actuality, so you shut the hell up. I'm happy Mexico is doing their thug motherfucking. You feel me? Shout out Viva la Mexico. You feel me? But like, in the words of Issa Rae, I'm rooting for everybody. That's not us, to be honest. At this time, I'm rooting for everybody black and Mexican. I ain't gonna hold you. Mexico, yeah, I really want to see them get some shit just to shut Trump bitch ass up too. I want the underdogs to get it. Every country that Trump had in his motherfucking mouth, I want y'all niggas to win. I want y'all to beat the brakes off these motherfuckers. Real rap. All right, I'm done ranting. I'm sorry. That's my Haiti rant for the week. Marcus, you muted. Marcus, you muted if you talking. Oh no, Mark. See, I told Marcus about that damn bill, y'all. Marcus didn't pay our damn bill, and now look at it. Poor baby. Too much FIFA talk, baby. Way too much FIFA talk. They ain't playing about this. And that's another thing. How you gonna say it's not political, bro? It's definitely political. Y'all don't even want motherfuckers really talking about it. It came out their face at one point in time and was like, it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. And now I'm kind of looking at it like, damn. We can't have shit. It's okay, Mark.
I froze. Yeah, it was giving me all kind of problems. And then all of a sudden my signal got super good. I just did a speed test on it right before I came in. I don't think I've ever seen my signal that good.
Yeah, all right. That's what the FBI agent said too. Like, look at this shit. I'm about to make him think he's gonna have a good show. Psych your mind. Oh, you got me chopped.
This thing just said 161 my download speed and 25.8 upload speed. That's extremely fast. But right before that, it was like barely. It's weird. It does that, and then whenever I do a speed test, it'll do a bad one, and then all of a sudden it gets really good. And then I don't have that problem anymore. I don't know why it always does that. Once I do a speed test to call it out, then it's okay, now I'll act right. But what I was trying to say in there is it's kind of interesting that, you know, all of this stuff is going on. And FIFA has always kind of had problems. Like it's far more corrupt. Anybody who tries to talk about how the NFL or baseball is corrupt, FIFA is far worse. FIFA is the most corrupt. That's the reason why refs be getting stabbed in other countries. It's a reason why. And this whole thing is extremely political. I honestly don't think I think that because they probably didn't expect Haiti to qualify in the first place and didn't want Haiti to qualify, they're trying to make sure that they get, basically knocked out really quickly so they can say, see, they never supposed to be here in the first place. I think that's the goal. And if you look at what's been going on with the Trump administration, just in general, all the controversy that's been going on as far as, this whole World Cup, the stuff that people have complained, like in 2022, when they were talking about when America gets it, all the stuff that they said that'll probably happen and it's happening. Athletes not able to get in, refs not able to get in, fans are not able to get in because America is on this like over the top, like, this Karen behavior of like fearing that, yes, some pro athletes who spend their whole career becoming a top athlete is coming in your country to do terrorism or some kind of crimes. That's the mentality of America. It's like no other country is looking at like, the USA Olympic team, like LeBron and all them. Yeah, LeBron is coming into the country to do a terrorism attack. America is the only people who come up with this ridiculous logic that these world-class athletes who spend their whole lives training to be, the top, athletes in their sport, for basically their version of the Super Bowl times 10. That these people they're sneaking them in as some kind of sleeper agent to do what? Well, you think that they're trying to come in here and try to stay in this country? Many of these people are world-class athletes. They're getting paid millions of dollars in their various different countries. They don't need to sneak into America. And that's the reason why, when you have a bunch of idiotic people who are in power, you have this kind of stuff going on. I swear, if this would have been even a Republican under like George Bush, I don't think George Bush would have done no dumb shit like this. This fear and this, oh, well, we need to treat every country like fucking criminals. Like, I watched a video where it was showing Mexico and how they were welcoming people into the country. And, they got mariachi bands and all kind of stuff going on. They're celebrating them. They're clapping them up, all kind of stuff. And then you see the contrast to America. We're literally patting everybody down as if like, I don't know, like they're going into like, a White House briefing or something. Like every athlete is coming in being patted down, all their bags and stuff being searched out, athletes being told they can't come in the country, refs being told they can't come in the country. It's like, America, what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's this care and this overly like watching people and overly suspicious behavior that we have towards the whole rest of the world. And we wonder why everybody looks at us fucking sideways all the time. We wonder why everybody has a problem with us, because we act like coming into America is so great that, you know what, we can't even trust people to come in here. And it's like that same kind of energy that America treats all these other countries with is the same kind of care and energy that you have when any kind of minority moves into a somewhat, nice neighborhood. You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here? It's called racism. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right about that. But it's like most of these people don't care about your country like that. I'm trying to remember which country it was, but I think it's like Iraq, where like 90% of like the people, they wouldn't allow them to come in. The last couple of like mass shootings or any kind of crazy shit that has went on has been domestic. We have not had any kind of foreign terrorist attack in this country in God knows how long. And which, even if we do probably get one, it's probably gonna be a false flag. But we have not had that. So to treat it as if we need to worry about this threat from outside that's coming for us is just idiotic. I get the military being more on their guard because we go out there and we do things. We create enemies.
That's a nice way of saying it.
But athletes coming into and if you're gonna be that way, if you know you're gonna be that way, why even have it in this country? Why have it in this fucking country?
Oh, maybe because it's playing. All this shit was playing, boo.
Well, no, I'm talking about FIFA. If the moment that you saw the energy that Trump was moving on, you should have been like, nope, scratch that.
Because it's fucking planned, Marcus. I'm talking like a conspiracy theorist, and I know you hate when I do it, but baby, it was planned.
But I don't see what they get out of this plan. That's the part I don't understand. What would be the purpose of it?
We're going to keep all of y'all motherfucking soccer players, okay? And all of the cool people that come with soccer playing. We're going to keep all them niggas over here in the country. We're going to violate them. We're going to give out extra charges. We're going to do a whole bunch of weird shit. We're going to make them go to concentration camps y'all ain't even heard of. Alligator Bay, bitch. What's in your pockets? We're going to get your name. We're going to put you on this motherfucking little watch list right here. And in a couple of years, we're going to violate the fuck out you. We're going to have a scandal on your ass. When you came out here, you was raping white bitches. Now we about to extradite you, get you on some free labor in this bitch. You KGB? About to say that you KGB. You'll never be able to show your face again out this motherfucker. What? Iqbal, yup. He was trying to blow up the goddamn FIFA Look at what's happening right now. There's a group out here trying to claim that they doing the weirdest shit. They hacked the FIFA drones. Iran hacked the FIFA drones the same day that they got a motherfucking goddamn peace treaty. Iran hacked the motherfucking water in California. Oh, really? Oh, it didn't happen until FIFA got over here, this bitch. Yeah, it happened the same weekend as FIFA. Bro, I could write for Simpsons, bro. Listen to me. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. You ain't put 12 and 12 and get 24?
Yeah, but I mean, they can do that other ways. You don't need to bring in thousands of people and get all this money and stuff tied up to do this. We got enough.
What you just say though?
What I'm saying is we got enough people who are on visas and all that throughout this country. You could just plan it on anybody.
And that might happen next. That might be the next part. This might just be phase 1. This is Trump we're talking about too, by the way,
but I'm saying, why would FIFA engage in this if you knew this is what you setting all these people up to go?
I was about to say some fucked up shit, Marcus.
No, I get it.
Fucked up shit. I was about to say, well, why does Welch's do it? Why is Welch's in it? If that's the case, because I need you to not think oh, FIFA's so insignificant. It's not. No, NFL is insignificant. You get what I'm saying? You can't do this with the NFL, but they started to when they started doing trips over to England.
I'm not at all saying FIFA's insignificant. That's the reason. That's my whole point. They don't have to come to the United States. There's so many other places they could be. There's so much other money to be made than to come to the United States. If you know that you're going to bring the players over just for them to have a shitty experience, why would you do it? Why would you bring fans over?
Because we don't give a fuck about the players or the fans. We give a fuck about the money it's bringing in. Well, the currency exchange is a motherfucker, bro. This is multiple currencies getting exchanged on top of that. Come on, Marcus. You're not just looking at this in one lens. I know not.
No, what I'm saying is FIFA can make this money other places. I get it from America's perspective. The American soccer industry want to get it over here, and I get the point. They feel like, well, maybe that's the overall point. Maybe they we'll deal with whatever crap we got to deal with.
Come on,
and all that.
Yes,
if we could build popularity in the United States, that's more money that we can get Americans to get into soccer.
Come on,
but here's the thing: I don't ever think that's going to happen. The reason why I don't ever think that's going to happen is the only people in America who really care about soccer like that is people who tie back to one of the countries which have a soccer background and pedigree, i.e. a lot of the immigrants who come from Haitian background, Mexican background, Brazilian, Colombian. You know what I'm saying?
What better way to make an immigrant worth the fuck? What better way? What better way to get Trump off the immigrants' backs?
He's not getting off their back. Trump,
obviously.
I'm guessing their plan is Trump is going to be dead, and God knows how long T-minus. God make it happen. But I guess that's the plan for after. Maybe they think in long term, just like how the NFL is trying their best to move in all these other countries to build the brand.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, you can see it.
I get that, but it's y'all couldn't have just pushed it back a couple of years. I mean, I get it. Maybe their thinking is maybe they didn't think Trump would be back in power, and maybe it was too late to change, things after they had already made these arrangements.
What? Okay, let me ask you this, Marcus, because maybe this is where my brain isn't. No, I get that, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not understanding your process of thinking quite yet. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm the one that's not catching up because you started taking off. What the fuck makes you think FIFA is not a corrupt piece of shit? Because you're making it seem. Yeah, but the argument that I'm hearing, it kind of sounds as if you're on a side of thinking like they are tangible humans that would make an educated decision on the betterment of humans that they are already using as sport cattle. Like, that's what I want you to kind of like step back and see for a second. Because at the end of the day, yeah, FIFA cool and all, but they are still utilizing these men's strength and these women's strength in a game type shit. Like, they're still in a sense being God to Job, if we're gonna take it that route. So to think like, oh, why would FIFA pick right now, nigga? Because that's a fucking corrupt motherfucker, and corrupt motherfuckers make good money because they're corrupt. So why not get on? Bam. We already know America ain't shit, be it Trump, Biden, or Trump. But that little corrupt motherfucker just put a $1.2 billion fucking shit in play for some weird shit. Oh, yeah, we can take a cut. Yeah, let me get a cut of whatever it is that you got. I'll throw whatever you want over there. How many slaves you want? For how many weeks? Yeah, we could do that. That's FIFA.
Maybe.
That's FIFA.
I mean, I guess I can't underestimate the greed of a handful of individuals, because all it takes is for a couple of people who are in the right positions to make the decisions. And they're like, well, I know that Trump is going to do all this bullshit, and I know they're going to have to go through all this. And I know I know that we might even take a hit on fans who are FIFA fans who might boycott us later on. But I'm going to make an extra 200, 300,000. I'll take it.
200, 300,000, 200, 300 million, billion.
Well, I'm talking about individuals. One individual not making that much. I'm talking about the individual making the decision.
Hold on.
The organization itself is going to make that kind of money, but the board of people who made that decision individually for this one decision probably made an extra, I don't know how much. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how much.
These motherfuckers are making $13 million just to host FIFA here. 13 million went to these motherfuckers to host FIFA. And I put money. This is me. You feel me? That's what FIFA made. We're not talking about the clubs. We're not talking about the countries. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about how much FIFA made by himself. 13 million. If there's 13 motherfuckers up there, that's $1 million a fucking pop. And that shit grew from Brazil only making 7.5 million. Now let's go back to Brazil if we really want to talk about FIFA. And I'm really fitting to get like in FIFA ass. What happened after FIFA left Brazil? They left it in shambles. Brazil post World Cup was more inhabitable, and the infrastructure was worse off than when they got there. And they only made 7.5. They've already doubled in FIFA sales, and the shit started yesterday. Marcus, yesterday, 13 mil off the cuff. That's the cover. That's the get in club.
Well, John, I do know that they said that they don't. Oh shoot, and there we go. I do know that they said that they don't have any control over what the host country does, and they don't. I'm just saying, my thinking is, I don't know. I guess thinking in my mind, I need to get out of my mind. Apologies for thinking how I would, but if I can still make money and promote the game, put this shit in Canada. I put it all around the United States. We can make money so many other ways. I mean, then have the athletes, which I'm supposed to be, because when it comes down to it, yeah, they are, you're making money off of them. But do you want your best athletes? Do you want your money makers to do you want to mess up your own money down the road by being so reckless and throwing them into dumb situations?
Baby, that's cattle.
I appreciate you. You see
that's
that?
Cattle.
I just saw. I like you and the co-host. And I like and appreciate you also. Thank you. And
thank you, love.
Hey, make sure just hop into the conversation. We enjoy having you in the conversation. I enjoy the feedback that you're giving, and it helps us also think in real time, and process these things out,
Because no, baby, they're cattle, baby. Why? Okay, what makes you think they look at their athletes better than we look at our NFL athletes? Them motherfuckers get CTE, they go crazy, kill their family, and we like, damn, that's crazy. Kickoff is in 15 minutes though.
Yeah, but here, I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But the NFL is smart enough to know I got to make sure that I'm able to put a quality product on that field. And so if I got to pay this one guy a couple million more, even though I'm fucking over 90% of the rest of the team, and these guys are disposable, and I'm shipping this guy there and shipping him there, and you're fired. Now I bring you back. But as long as I keep my money makers happy, and when you're dealing with FIFA, a lot of these players across the board are your money makers, and they're getting treated like absolute ass, where they can say, you know what, fine, there's other ways to go around this and still make this money playing this sport. I mean, think about how many of them defect and leave to the United States and pull a Beckham type deal and say, you know what, I'm done with FIFA. I'll go play in the US. I'll go make money over here. I'll go Canada and make a ton of money. You know how many NBA players
our NFL and NBA players do the same thing. They play abroad too. That is nothing. Yeah. But that's the point I'm trying to make. But check me out. But hear me out though.
Make that money.
But not enough to outdo the NBA.
Well,
they ain't put the NBA out of commission though. That's what I'm saying though. FIFA ain't going nowhere, no matter if they have a D league, a G league, a league, or a B league, bro. They're not going to be bigger than the original organization. Period. You ain't seen Canada ain't came and swept the NFL off the fucking map. They still get night, Jackie.
Oh yeah.
Have a good night.
There's never going to be another NFL who's going to outdo the NFL. That's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't give a fuck what I got to pay for whomever I need to pay it for. I don't give a damn. Are you going to be bigger than me? No. So that motherfucker's going to take whatever the fuck I give him. Then when he's no longer good, I'm going to treat him like LaQuint Dickey. I'm going to hit him in the head and I'm going to throw him in a motherfucking ditch. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to the military.
Oh, hold on. Let me say this last part before Jackie lives out here. Hopefully she hears this. Apologies, because I don't think none of the European teams have a chance in hell, especially once they got over here and realized how different America's weather is. They got over here and a lot of them were talking shit like, oh, what we don't need no AC, like soft Americans. And I'm seeing the British over here like dying in North Carolina heat. I'm watching the Norwegians struggling. And so all of it, I'm like, hey, I don't know who's going to win, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody from either Africa, South America.
Hey,
it ain't about to be nobody from Europe. That's what I don't believe is happening. So
Haiti,
I just want to say
baby.
that last little part. Hey, shout out to Haiti if they get it. I'm happy to see any of the so-called global South win. That's who I care about seeing. Mm-mm. And I like that. Some of these videos though I have kind of enjoyed that have been going around. How many of these European tourists are getting over to America and like seeing stuff about America that they're just blown away.
Baby, when I found out them motherfuckers was eating Wendy's, they was eating Frosties with French fries, baby. Mm-hmm. Lost they motherfucking mind. Those are my favorite videos of watching them eat our nasty ass, terrible ass food. Mm-hmm. Hearing about the German that went to Waffle House, it blew his mind.
Yeah.
I love it. Those are I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
It's funny what Thomas said here, and I can attest to that going to England. England's climate always looks foggy in the movies, although it's kind of like that different multi-graphic America. It does, and also it does like if it hits like 85 in the UK, they over there like, whoo, it's baking out here, bro. It is baking. Like they are not used to seeing no 90 plus.
Nah,
they are not. And I'm like, it's just starting off. I mean, we just like
we didn't even got good. Yeah, we didn't even got in good. Like what y'all crying? There's no crying in football.
Wait till I get that first 95 plus day.
What? Wait till it rained before the game. Yes. Wait till it rained before the game and then get hot.
Yeah, I remember how it was like in Jacksonville. Like it would rain probably at about, I want to say what, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock almost every day. And it would be like maybe like 90, 91, 92. It rained and then jump up to like 98 with 98% humidity. Just hot as hell out there. Like the devil's just breathing on your neck. And so it's like, okay, get on out there. And y'all about to see it. But the other thing that I wanted to bring up about it's just interesting how the politics of this is going on. How if you really go through it and look, even like it's like the Belgium team. Everybody on the Belgium team, either was Belgian or Belgian. No, it was a Swiss team, I believe. Everybody was fine except one of them. Of course, you can guess which one it was. The one who was originally born in, I think, Cameroon and became a naturalized citizen when he was like 4 years old. It's like somehow, some weird way, the Trump administration found a way to target all the black, all the black people and anybody from the Arab countries. But here's the thing that I'll say for those who don't know and need me to tell them. People, it's not gonna phase us. It'll aggravate us. It'd be a little bit of annoyance. All you're gonna do is make them go out there and play harder. So if that's what you want to do, then go for it. And then while I'm still speaking on race, another thing is it cracks me. Can we retire this whole this person said this because it's dividing us? We are a divided country. We've always been a divided country. We always will be a divided country. Ain't nobody dividing us. We are already divided.
We do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. We don't need help. We can do it ourselves.
No, I think the history of this country has been divided and it's never made any inroads to end that division. So if you never try to end the division with which is going on, how are we all of a sudden just united? We never were. So and this is something that, especially when I hear people who are not from America and they try, why is everything always about race in America? Because that's America. If you want to learn anything about America, it starts off race first. That is the number one thing. Everything starts through race. And it blows my mind how many people I sit here is let me just rip the Band-Aid off and be straight with you. Be completely straight with you. White people, stop acting like this stuff's not about race. Y'all all know it is. Y'all all know it is. I saw somebody throw some stuff in the chat. I didn't want to acknowledge them, but what I will acknowledge this. The Carmelo Anthony situation. We all know the reason why most black people have a problem with it is because we all know if the shit was flipped, what would happen. And I was watching Antonio Talks, and Antonio Talks actually brought up an example, a perfect example of a white kid who had a beef with a Hispanic kid. Almost the same identical situation. The Hispanic kid wanted to fight him. They wanted to fight each other. Ran into him because they went to the same school. Ran into him in the bathroom. He's like, no, we'll fight somewhere else. No, the Hispanic kid's like, no, we're gonna fight right now. He starts pulling off his backpack. Yes, speak on that. That's what I'm talking about. This case right here. Cason Allison. He was 18 years old. He stabs the kid. I believe his name was like, I think it's like Joe Francisco or something like that. Stabs the kid. They charge him basically with a form of manslaughter. Because I know different jurisdictions, are different the way they name their charges. But he basically gets a form of manslaughter. They give him the max sentence for that manslaughter of 10 years. Whereas it's the same situation. The aggressor is trying to fight. The one who actually stabbed him is the person who was trying not to fight. Both pled self-defense. And here's what makes the Cason Allison situation even worse than the Carmelo situation. This kid ran all the way home. And when the police got there, was on the phone trying to get somebody to take him out of the state. Or I don't know if it was out of the state, but at least out of the city. He was trying to flee. Whereas Carmelo went to one of his teachers, told him what happened, told him the altercation, did not try to deny what had happened. And like I even said myself, from the evidence that was presented, I definitely understand a case for manslaughter. I even understand if they hit him with 12 to 15. I think that would be harsh. But also, I also hold in my mind, there's a lot that we didn't hear. There's a lot that we didn't hear information. And that leads me to the belief that's the reason why this case went so fast. This case went so fast because I think they knew it was only a matter of time before the real tape had to be released.
Y'all, where the hell is that boy that got wrapped up in that fucking goddamn Matt? Where's his case? His family been trying to get a case for his dead self for months, years, decades, damn near. It feels like at least a decade now. And y'all threw this boy away. They all threw this boy away without the key so goddamn quick. I couldn't even get a good goddamn good breakdown on it quite yet.
No,
y'all got rid of this boy so goddamn fast. I couldn't even do good research. I said, God damn, that nigga locked up already. Shit.
No, they didn't lock nobody up on that situation. Because
I'm talking about Carmelo.
Oh, Carmelo.
They got rid of his ass so goddamn fast. I couldn't even do enough research. I said, God damn, shit.
Well,
man, damn.
I remembered it when it went down in the first place, and so I kind of loosely been following, and I kind of got the surprise of, oh, the trial started now. That was my only surprise in the situation, is when the trial started and how fast the trial started. I mean, how fast it went through. And also, if you go through that jurisdiction, that part of Frisco, Texas, the sentences which they typically give out for minorities are pretty steep on average. So
hey, that cop was saying that she hate monkeys. Does she work there now? Might need to keep a lookout on her.
No, the one you talk, Ashley Gonzalez. No, that was she was in Houston.
I know she might have moved to Fresno. That sounds more like her cup of tea. Yeah, Frisco. That sounds like her cup of tea, actually.
But my experience going down to that area, I mean, if it would have been me, and this is the reason why I think like he was screwed from the start. He had parents who were a little on the naive side. And I think that kind of happens more so with, I'm not trying to shit on nobody, but I think the generation a little younger than I am, even if that's like 5-10 years younger, they're more in this mindset that, oh, well, things ain't like they used to be. We can kind of get a fair trial. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Ain't no fair trials.
You're in the South, baby.
And once you get to the outskirts of the South, outskirts of any major city, because Frisco is on the outskirts of Dallas. Even in Dallas, it would have been a little shaky, but I would have definitely applied for a change of venue if I was a defense attorney. He could apply. That's the reason why I'm saying, with the very bare minimum understanding of the, and I'm saying bare minimum because I definitely don't want to say that I'm a lawyer or been through any law school or nothing. I have read a bunch of books on case law and stuff like that from, my brother. One of his degrees was in criminal justice, so he had tons of books around, which I just read from my own, my own curiosity. Plus, while I worked corrections, I did used to have to go to court sometimes, and I would go to court sometimes, and I'm sitting there listening to other court cases, and just some of the basic stuff I picked up listening to defense attorneys. That defense attorney didn't try to do any. Also, I don't know how you put somebody on the stand and they turn around and actually become a witness for the prosecution, and you don't realize that's a possibility that this person's going to flip on you. I mean,
baby,
for those who don't know, whenever defense and prosecution, whenever they're calling witnesses, they literally sit down and they ask them questions as if they're on the stand, and they actually have a lot of times another lawyer to do cross-examination to try to game plan out what might be said, how it's going to come out, and how the jury might perceive it. And a defense attorney who actually gives a damn is going to be like, well, hey, when you say it that way, that comes across this way. What did you mean by this? And try to almost not put the words in their mouth, but try to get them to compose themselves a different way. Hey, sit this way. When you say this, turn and look to the jury. When you say this, Make sure you keep your head up. Look at all of these things, which they tell them, kind of coaching their witnesses through. You got no whiff that this kid was going to flip. You got no whiff that also you brought what 5, 6 defense witnesses. I mean, there was just so much that was wrong with this case from the jump. And it's kind of crazy. In contrast, you have the Cyrus case that's going on where this dude claims self-defense shooting somebody 130 yards away. And he gets away, nothing, not even manslaughter. Like, honestly, I don't even think it was terrible lawyer. I think this was a complete setup. I think that because it's a small town, because these people all travel in the same circles, and I'm not saying that like they had worked on cases before and he's seen that judge before, but that's common when you work in a certain area that you're going to be in front of this judge, this judge, this judge. A lot of times, most lawyers who practice law in a certain area are going to know all the judges. That's not a surprise that the prosecution and the defense lawyers knew the judge. It's not a surprise that the lawyers knew each other. But that's what should cause even more question. If you have sat before this judge before, you know how this judge operates his court. If you did cases, whether you were in court against this prosecutor, you know the angles that he's going to take. Another thing is, not only did they have cases against each other, they actually did work together at some point in time. They both were prosecutors at one point in time before this prosecutor switched over to defense. So for the lawyer to know these people, know how they argue cases, know how the judge sees cases, understands the jury pool, understands the politics of the people who live in this area and how they view things. For you to have all this knowledge going into this, for you to have the case in let me scroll back again. What was it? The case in Allison case. For you to have all this other precedent around you, and this is how you run the case, and you let it steamroll through this quick, it tells me that either you had an agreement with the father, with the prosecutor, whatever, that you was going to let this roll by, or you secretly just didn't give a shit about this kid, and you went in there and you intentionally gave him up for the wolves. You pretended to kind of throw a little bit of enough of a defense out there, but you had no real intentions of actually fighting for this kid. I don't know. That's sorry for going on a little extended rant, but that's my thoughts on it. Till, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel he got railroaded. It sucks. I hope they appeal it. Seriously,
they will appeal it. The only problem is, when they appeal it, the appeal doesn't work like I think some people are assuming it'll work. The appeal, you basically are just going on if the procedures were done correctly. Now, hopefully, he fires his attorney first. And the thing about it is, now that Carmelo is now, he's what, 19? His parents are no longer involved in this. It doesn't matter what lawyers that his parents got from it all. This is on him now. He's a grown man now. He's at 19. I get it. He's still young and inexperienced, but this is going to be on him to figure out, who do I need to bring in and get involved? I heard the family trying to
Al motherfucking Sharpton.
Well, I mean,
goddamn,
we're gonna do a stay
boy, Crump. Goddamn, I didn't say Donnie. I didn't say if the glove don't fit, must quit. Al Sharpton's still alive, nigga. That's Johnny Cochran.
You said Al Sharpton. I'm thinking Johnny Cochran. My bad.
Yeah, that's Johnny Cochran.
No, don't bring
what's his name?
Ben Crump.
What's his name? Ben Crump. Yeah, Ben Crump.
No, I heard them talking about bringing in Ben Crump. The only problem is they're talking about bringing in Black Lives Matter with it, and I don't think that's.
That's gonna taint his shit.
Yeah, you can bring in Crump, but I would try to like not bring in BLM.
No, that's not gonna do too good.
Or even that. I mean, there are plenty of good lawyers that he can get that are all over the place. I mean, I yeah, Cochran died years ago. That's I mean, what's another one that I don't know if he can get him, but what's the guy from Minnesota? Keith Ellison. I'd try to see if I can get Keith Ellison. I mean, there's lawyers that I know who have been watching this case and look at it like, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit how this went down. Now, I'm not on the facts that I know, or well, I'm not even gonna say facts, on the information that's been given. If it was just he was bullied, it was a push, stab, okay, manslaughter and some time is definitely, sometimes should be, given. But some of this other stuff that I'm hearing, that there was a video that he's trying to run, he's trying to get away, that he was possibly being jumped, that he fiddled with the knife, but he dropped the knife and he actually stabbed him with some kind of other kind of multi-tool in a defensive manner while he's being attacked by, for one, the two brothers who are
the twins, yeah,
6'1", over 215, and we're talking about a 5'8", 135-pound kid. I mean, and also it's not like they were fighting in a tent in the grass. And I bring that up because I remember some of the track meets I was in high school, and most of our tents were normally in the grass. We didn't have our tents in the bleachers like this. If I'm fighting somebody in the bleachers, you talking about metal bleachers and concrete and stuff, you swing on somebody one time and they fall the wrong way, that could be a reasonable fear for death. And if we're talking about 5 people attacking this one kid or more, that's a reasonable cause for fear of death. And if you've already warned a person, yo, back up off me, I don't get how that's not self-defense and that's not a plausible argument. But I'd have to hear more. And I hear that there's a videotape that some people saw that said this should have been self-defense and this kid he should have went home. But my biggest argument on what I heard, there ain't no fucking way that this should have been murder, that this should have been a guilty conviction for murder. You can make an argument for manslaughter. Even depending on some states, they don't have manslaughter, they have second-degree murder. But first degree, no fucking way. Sorry, too.
No, you good. You pretty much said everything I was gonna say. So.
Deep State says, I think that their previous that led up to this, I guess something previous led up to the situation, which that's possible. But there's a couple of things also. From what I heard, that the two twins were actually suspended from school. That should be also brought up. The fact that these boys had a history of being bullying and physically I saw a video with one of them beating the shit out of some smaller kid. I don't know how that was not part of the case, how that was not admitted into documents. I don't know how the fact that Carmelo saved some kid's life, how that's not admitted part of his defense as far as character. And then I've seen these AI videos going around, people trying to make it like, oh, he was a thug or whatever. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Ad. Okay.
Am I back? I think I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
This weather ain't no damn joke, man. I'm trying to tell you, keep knocking my damn internet out.
Yeah, D-State. Yeah, we don't know the backstory. But from what I heard, that he did not know, they didn't know each other at all. That's what I heard. I keep hearing these people try to make this, oh, they're rival schools. When it comes to track, I know Teal, I'm pretty sure Teal ran track also. For those who ran track, who in the hell remembers there ever being some kind of like real rivalry in track? It's not.
I don't know. We got two cities that definitely would say niggas from the stand. They would call us niggas to our face. They try to tip our bus over. So
yeah, but that's different. That's just some racist shit.
Yeah, but outside of that, that's all. Like, ain't no real rivalry for real. It's just racist shit.
Because they would be doing that regardless if y'all was going to the same. They'd be doing it if y'all were going to the same school probably.
I mean, I'm just saying that's different cities, different strokes for different folks. But I know for a fact we had races, like for shit show.
Bro,
So outside of that, no.
It told me a lot about that town just listening to the different names of the schools.
Oh, shit.
Centennial, Memorial, Liberty. I'm like, I got all these overly patriotic names to everything. That told me, oh, this is a Trump district. This is a MAGA area. Off the bat, just how the schools are named. But there's so also in these situations like this, I hate to be on some race stuff, but I mean it is what it is. I would have my kid having a black lawyer from the jump. I get it. Some people feel like, well, maybe a white lawyer might be able to speak to white people and be the white whisperer. No. I'm putting my faith in a black lawyer because they're going to know how to best convey and argue on behalf of a young black kid, in my opinion. I feel like I'm not going to have as much doubt that this person sees themselves in my kid and are going to fight for that kid as if it was their kid on the line. Whereas with a white lawyer, I can't be certain of that unless I have a lawyer who showed me where or has a track record of proving that that's what they do. So could there have been drugs involved? Maybe. No, there was no drugs or burglary and none of this involved. Neither one of these kids had a background of any of this stuff. The Metcalf brothers, they had a history of being bullies. Carmelo, I believe he was temporarily out because I think he had a shoulder injury. But I mean, good grades, no kind of criminal record, no signs of being in trouble. I don't think this had anything to do with drugs. I think this is just a situation of you had it was raining, first off. One kid wants to get out of the rain. He sees a kid that he is familiar with, that he thought was somebody that was kind of like a friend to him. From what was said, that kid invited him over. He's sitting next to that kid. Some of the kids notice, hey, this kid from another school is in our tent. And that's when the Metcalf brothers and possibly a couple other kids went up and confronted first what they said is he yelled back to him and told him, hey, get the hell out of here, basically. And he ignored them. And after yelling it at Carmelo multiple times for him to leave, they decided to get up and force him to leave. That's the extent of the background of the story. Not that these kids knew each other, no drugs involved, none of that stuff. These two 17-year-old kids who, and think about it, when you were 17 years old, another 17-year-old gets up in your face and starts yelling at you. More than likely, most of our responses like, I ain't going nowhere. You got to make me. And that's something that maybe you can call it toxic masculinity or whatever, that us males in general have a big thing about respect and not being pushed around or bullied. And I mean, it makes sense because within dealing with the world as a man, you got to stand your ground to a certain degree, because if you don't, that's how you eventually start getting bullied and pushed around. And especially like where I grew up, and I'm pretty sure like how many guys out here grew up, if the rumor around you in your neighborhood is that you can be punked and bullied, then everybody's gonna punk and bully you. And you're going to have to beat a whole lot of people down to change that narrative that you can be punked, bullied, and pushed around. And so many of us, our first instinct is to stand up and say, hell no, you can't tell me to do shit. So I mean, I understand it. Also, it's raining. Who the hell wants to get out in his that can be an argument of why didn't his school have a tent for them? Also, I heard that the Austin kid was told to handle that by a coach. One of their coaches knew about what was going on and told him to handle it. Why the fuck is an adult telling this 17-year-old to go over and go tell another 17-year-old what to do? If it's a kid who's not from your school, as the adult, you need to get over there and handle that. And so if they wanted him out of that tent, that coach should have walked over there and told him that. Some administrator should have came over there and told him that. Also, Austin and Hunter or any of the other kids in there, why the hell did none of y'all get up and go get an administrator and say, yo, this kid is in our tent and he needs to leave? I know that there is no, and I was one of the captains on my track team. There is no way under God's green earth I would have went over, told another kid from another area, you need to get the fuck out of my tent. For one, I probably wouldn't have cared because we used to go and hang out. We used to go and hang out in each other's tents. I mean, it was another school because especially like how my county is. Many of us who went to like this middle school or that middle school, just because of how the area was, just because this kid is going to this school over here, more than likely you guys knew each other because you were in middle school together or you went to elementary school together. So how many carried over with how many kids knew each other? Maybe my school district is unique in that way. Maybe it's not, but there wouldn't have been that beef like that in track. Now, if this is football and you're on somebody's other sideline or basketball, okay, that's a little bit different. But track was never like that. Track, tennis, none of those sports were ever that kind of like cross country. Those sports typically didn't have that kind of like hyper competitive, situations which you have in football and basketball. I don't know. Till, let me know if I'm wrong.
I went to state, so you couldn't really fuck with us. We was pretty deep. We had a legendary coach, so he ain't go for none of that shit. If the boys didn't open the doors for girls, they had to do push-ups. So.
Well, I'm talking about the whole like track, the track competitiveness between schools versus like other sports.
I mean, we were competitive as fuck because we were the best. That's why we won states. Like, we were. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm speaking of an actual track athlete that went to states and got scholarships. Yeah, I was competitive, so I'm with the shits. But that's the thing. Every person is in. Can I finish? Thank you. Every person is individual. Like, every person is still an individual. And yeah, we was like that. Lafayette was like that. Fuck you talking about? Fuck you talking about?
We were competitive. We were competitive like that when we were running on the track. But once we got off the track, we wasn't on some. They better stay.
Oh, we were still talking.
We wasn't.
I mean, we were still talking shit. Yeah, we was talking shit. We city folk too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? We city. So we with the shits.
I mean, you got to remember at my school, one of the dudes who held the world's fastest record used to run at our track. I mean, he went to the rival school. So Maurice Green, remember him? So yeah, we had plenty of top athletes and stuff like that who went to state and everything. But for track, now if it was football would have been a little different. But like track, nah, we
ooh, Chris H. Chris H. Ooh, y'all got sundown towns. You just now finding it out, Buka Butt. Ooh, child. Sorry, you late to the party. You late to the party, baby.
Hey, what's
is a sundown town. Hey, Tom. Coast is a sundown town.
And Ed, what's up, Ed? No, but that's why I said, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's just different because like our main schools that competed against each other, especially within our district, a lot of them we went to the same like here. I guess it's probably easier if I just say out my schools. Like I went to Washington. It was school Schlegel, Wyandotte, Harmon. I lived in the area where Wyandotte was at. So a lot of those kids, I already grew up with them. Washington, where that is, the middle school Eisenhower is really close to it. So you had kids who were coming from two different middle schools who fed into one school, and kids who lived in this area who fed into another school. So you had a lot of kids who, though they, like, if they grew up in Wyandotte County, most of them kind of maybe knew this person or knew a friend of a friend. And so between these, like, basically like 5 or 6 schools, we didn't have like a beef like that. Like, it was another school, Sumner, where all the kids throughout the whole county at, what was it, 7th grade, they took this test to get into Sumner Academy. So you had kids who literally came from all the middle schools across the whole county who were going to this one school. And so for us, we had a lot of overlap with knowing this kid, and I know that kid, and or this kid. So it only happened where it was different when it was kids from another county over, where we didn't really know them like that. And that would have been a little weird, one of them in our camp. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe that kind of situation. But how this Frisco was, this was really close, where a lot of these kids possibly would have known each other. And so that's why I'm kind of comparing that experience. I don't know. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Most of us knew each other.
I believe he knew him too. They had a rivalry. But like, you know, I get where it's more or less like, you know, y'all still stay in the same city and county and stuff like that. But I mean, we've seen some shit. We from the town of Allen Iverson too, so push the T.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. But I do hate, you know, I hate that this happened to him. I hope he finds a good lawyer. I hope maybe even finding a lawyer that's not even like completely like, you know, mainstream quite yet. Maybe somebody that's new, and then they get the support of somebody mainstream that's not BLM. But yeah, I really do hope he finds a different lawyer. I hope he gets the trial that he really needs to get, with all the evidence and with everything.
Yeah.
You know, especially after old boy daddy, McCaff's daddy, went crazy.
Yeah. Because
I'm happy he did that.
It's a lot that's not been. I feel like it's a lot of information that's not been let out. A lot of information that's probably been kind of hidden because you had a shitty lawyer, the defense lawyer, who did not give a damn. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I feel like there's so much information that's not being let out. Yeah, BLM Chris H has it BLM's in a bad situation with damn near everybody, because it's already toxic to people who are center right, and a lot of people who are more to the left, especially like in the Black community. We knew about how they grifted and they made a mockery of what BLM was supposed to be, because of the corporate people who were out there basically grifting and stealing money from the Black community. The original Black Lives Matter, like the original organization, it wasn't even an organization, but the original movement of people who were out there back to like the Trayvon and stuff, those were people who felt like they were really advocating for justice in a situation where they felt we were not getting fair trials. And then eventually somebody decided, I'm going to turn this into a LLC, and I'm going to make this an organization and now capitalize off of something that was already it was already grassroots. And so that's where the whole BLM problem comes in. And just to make that argument on the counter side, for those people who are like, well, I don't get why when it's a white person, you guys aren't out there, fighting for them. Because if there's a situation where the perpetrator is Black, we have no doubt that it is very easy to get a guilty conviction in this country. There is no doubt that you don't have a Black suspect with evidence who just walks away scot-free. That don't happen. But there are a lot of cases where we feel a Black suspect is railroaded, or a black victim is not getting proper, a proper fair trial or case.
That cop that shot Sonya Massey, did her shit 25 years.
I don't even think he got. I think he got 20.
Even worse.
Yeah, I think he got. That's what I'm saying. I was looking at different cases, and it was like, how many cases I saw with people who did like, I watched this thing about stalkers. This dude had 14 felonies. Who he had already got caught once and got 8 years for sneaking into his ex-wife's house. He had gloves, a shovel, and her butcher knife was missing from the house when they found him. This dude broke into another ex's house. After getting out of prison for that 8-year stint, she wakes up with him on top of her, choking the life out of her. She was able to get the knife from him, stab him. He sneaks out of the house and he's found bleeding out somewhere. This dude gets away with probation after that, goes back to prison again, racks up a couple more felonies. Then another woman he's dating, he sneaks into her house, and she had a guy in there. He stabs that guy, kills him, and still gets less time than Carmelo Anthony did.
Gotta love our justice system.
Amber Geiger, remember her?
Oh yeah.
Amber Geiger walks into the wrong apartment, shoots a man dead in his living room, and gets 10 years. He didn't like charge at her or nothing. The man is standing there eating ice cream in his kitchen, and she just pulls out, pop, 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 pop.
I thought it was my birthday.
I mean, the other one, Kim Porter, remember that?
Yeah.
Who she thought she grabbed her taser and shot what's his name? Dante Wright. She got 2 years.
It was an accident.
Derek Chauvin, who kneeled on George Floyd's neck, got 20 years. And then, as we brought up earlier, the other kid, Allison kid, who very same situation as Carmelo's, stabs that kid, gets 10 years, but somehow Carmelo gets 35, and people are running around here and talking about a fair trial. Hell, George Zimmerman got completely off.
Check. Come on.
Hell, I'm trying to remember, how much did the dude who killed Jordan Davis get? Because the Jordan Davis situation, this is the one when I was in Jacksonville. I was living not too far away from where that actually happened at. I lived like walking distance from that gas station at the time. That dude who shot Jordan Davis because the kids were playing music too loud that he didn't like. Jordan Davis was in the back seat, just another passenger, and he decided to fire off in that car, killing Jordan Davis. And how much time did he get? Jordan Davis was 17 at the time. And okay, now they did get his ass, though. I'll give him that. What's his name? Dunn. Michael David Dunn, 45-year-old software developer. Damn, he was 45. But that dude looked a lot older than that. He was found guilty of first-degree murder, sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, plus a 105-year prison sentence. So I won't bring that one up because, okay, yeah, he got. They didn't slip on that one. But there's so many cases. Remember Tamir Rice?
I was about to say him.
Kid is out there playing with a toy gun. Cop just rolls up, don't even say shit. Pow, pow, pow. Kills him and gets less time than this. Actually, I don't even think he got no time.
He didn't. Shit, Ricky Child 2 weeks ago. He didn't get no damn time. Shit.
And oh yeah, and that reminds me of the other situation. I wonder what's going to happen with this new situation.
Well, he didn't
Because
even get a hate crime. He's not even charged with a hate crime right now. So that's what happens when you're the police chief. I mean, the fire chief somewhere.
Yeah, we're talking about the one in Georgia. For those who don't know, here, let me see if I got it. Some white guy was riding past a family reunion cookout and just start yelling out racial slurs at them unprovoked. Drives home, gets body armor, gets loaded up, and decides to just start spraying up their cookout. Luckily, one of the family members, who's a Marine, grabs his firearm, trades fire with him, temporarily incapacitates him, and the police are able to apprehend and take him into custody.
No hate crime, though.
Yeah, but no hate crime, even though he's literally yelling racial slurs.
No hate
It's
crime.
It's just like that burning of the cross in Chicago. Not a hate crime. And it frustrates me every time I hear people say, "Oh, well, y'all can't fall for the bait. They're just putting this stuff out here, to divide us." They're not putting this out here to divide us. The people who are doing this are dividing us. And there's too many people who sit there and think that race issues are not real, that all of it is a psyop. It's not a psyop. It is a reality that a lot of people are living in. And just because by your proximity or where you live, you may not experience or have to deal with any of this, you may not know any people who are being racist towards black people. You might not be racist towards black, or you might not see any of this stuff. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. I've never been standing there watching a woman get the hell beat out of her, but it happens. I can't act like that's not a reality. I can't act like somebody getting armed robbery because I'm not standing there watching an armed robbery that it doesn't happen. And I just wish people would get out of the mindset because you didn't see it, because you don't experience, because you don't know anybody who's experiencing that, acting like other people's realities aren't real. And that it has to be some kind of COINTELPRO psyop to try to divide all the people on race war stuff. That ain't what's going on. But yeah, I think we hit all the topics that I had in mind to talk about for right now. I don't know. You have anything else, Till? I don't want to end things off without if you got something else.
No, I'm good.
And which I'm gonna put this announcement out here again. Once things settle down on my schedule more, look out for it on my original channel, and I'll plug it when I start dropping the videos. But I am gonna start doing reactions to more of this stuff. I just got a lot of stuff that's been kind of going on that I'm trying to get settled out, and once I get that settled out, I'm gonna just start dropping, a lot more reaction videos. And I'm not gonna change what we do on this show. I'm not going to change our live streams. I'm going to keep our live streams the way we do them. Of course, we know when football season comes around, we'll be switching to Saturday nights because both of us are definitely football watchers.
Ooh.
But I'm going to be dropping videos, and I'm going to try to keep them short. That way, you guys don't have to feel this burden of watching a long stream with us and trying to keep up with whatever videos I put out. And I know Teal is going to be doing the same soon, so keep your eyes out for both of those things. Appreciation before we end out here, appreciation for everybody who dropped by. I know y'all could be anywhere else, y'all could be listening to anything, y'all could be watching anything else, decide to spend it here with us in the live, and we do value and appreciate that. Also,
hell yeah.
oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I appreciate y'all. We definitely do appreciate y'all. I love being able to chime in and call y'all out by name, and I'm glad that y'all came to stop by today.
Yeah, whether you were in here for part of the show, the whole show, or you just swung by, just opted in. We appreciate the love. If y'all can y'all please hit a like? It definitely helps with the algorithm. That's the only thing we ask for is just please hit a like. And if you really enjoyed it, hey, share it to a friend. Tell them about the show. Have them come through. Hop in the conversation. We do enjoy that. And what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Keep an eye on the oil reserves. That's the one thing I'll tell everybody. Keep an eye on that. If you notice the gas prices have kind of been just staying kind of flat, in fact they've even got better in some areas. Do not be disillusioned. Do not be fooled. The only reason why that's happening because the strategic oil reserves are being used right now, and that is what is saving everything. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for sharing it. Make sure you guys pay attention to these oil reserves, because once our strategic oil reserves plummet all the way down, because that's what we're using right now. If the United States was not using the strategic oil reserves, we would see gas prices going through the roof. The moment that those emergency reserves are spent, you will see gas prices, you will see everything start to skyrocket. And the moment that happens, I just want all those people who engage with us, that you guys be ahead of the curve. And so when shit hits the fan, you're not sitting up there struggling like everybody else who will be struggling in that situation. Because I guarantee you, with the people who are paying attention to the market manipulations of Trump, they are believing, oh, a deal is right around the corner. Don't listen to the MSNBCs and all that. These people have a vested interest in keeping everything calm. Keep in mind, their donors, the banks, all of these people rely on the stock market. If people panic, then you start having runs. If you have runs, that tanks the economy, that tanks banking, all of those things like that are all interconnected. So the media is going to lie and give you more hope that everything is going to work out fine. Just remember, Trump is over here where he's saying the deal is, and Iran is over there. And Israel is all the way over here somewhere else because they have different objectives. And as long as we keep in mind what everybody's objectives are and how far away they are, we will not be surprised or shocked when what comes forth. Because the Iranians have said for months ago, they have no problem keeping this thing shut down to the midterms. And the reason why is their goal is they want to inflict as much political damage on Trump as possible to make him a lame duck president. And to hopefully, their goal, I'm pretty sure, is whoever comes in power will start running cases and all that and start attacking Trump. And that will take the pressure off of the situation, because then they can negotiate with somebody who's going to be a little bit more reasonable, who can reel Israel back in. Trump has no ability to reel Israel in. And with Trump having no ability to do that, it is going to keep the situation continuously worse. And you'll probably see the whole Russia-Ukraine situation die down before that. Also, at the same time, while this whole situation is going on with Russia, I mean, not with Russia, but between Iran and Israel, you have situations that are going on in the DRC. You have stuff that is going on in Somalia. You have stuff that is like, you had a bad earthquake that was going on in the Philippines. You have so many other issues that are being completely unnoticed because this situation is taking up so much oxygen. And so I implore you all, just make sure you guys are being aware of all of these other things that are going on. And hopefully we don't, we can walk and chew gum. We can talk fun stuff. We can talk serious stuff. We can talk all these things. But make sure that we're keeping our eye on the ball of all these things that are going on, because it's all connected. None of these stories are individual. They all run together. Oh, thank you. Thank you for putting that in there. me put this on the screen. Emergency reserves are down to 350 million barrels, down from 714 million barrels. That is terrible. That is terrible. This is honestly, if this goes down worse than this, and it gets to the point where we start, down to like 100 million barrels, they're going to have to stop using the emergency reserves. And gas prices are going to go through the roof. Not only gas prices, plane prices. I tell everybody, if you haven't got your oil changes and all those things you need to do, get all that stuff done ahead of time, because I already heard a report from AutoZone or whatever. They're struggling right now on what they have in stock. And so you can get to a point where you don't even have oil to change your car, where that skyrockets. And keep in mind, a lot of stuff we use on the day-to-day, whether you realize it or not, uses petroleum, and it is made through petroleum. So I don't know. Though everything seems mild right now, and though we're able to talk about other things, and just keep in mind, there's all these other things that are still going on too. You said, tell them why California is, let me see, what did that say? Tell them why California is supposed to be pumping to refuel it. Newsom has been fighting it. I don't get what you're saying. That it's not that California has this big, massive oil reserves that they can pay for everybody. I don't follow you. Most of these oil reserves, it's not that a state necessarily owns these. Governors don't own these. These are owned by private companies. The strategic oil reserves, that's dealt with by Department of Energy and goes to the federal side. That doesn't have anything to do with any state's governors.
Hey, y'all. So I appreciate everybody. It's a little late on my end of the world. I'm going to let Marcus go ahead and close out. But thank y'all so much for coming in so you can listen to me rant. I'll let y'all next Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I got to remember. It's if I'm wrong, prove the evidence that I'm wrong. Prove the evidence that I'm wrong. Governors of states, this is not, this is America. We are not in any kind of, and it's kind of crazy. A lot of people who lean to the right can't stand communism or socialism or any of that, but think we live in some kind of government that operates in a form of communism or socialism. The states don't own the oil rights to just go in and pump oil. The governor does not own it. There's no California oil company. The only state that does anything like that is Alaska, not California. So California doesn't have any control over oil reserves. And trust me, I live in California. I do not like Gavin Newsom. Most of the people on both sides of the aisle don't like Gavin Newsom, but I'm also not about to start making up stuff. So you can use whatever logic you want to on that. Do whatever you want with it, buddy. But on that note, we're going to close it out. Much appreciation to all y'all. Much appreciation again. And that is the show. I'm your host, Marcus Young Morpheus Cage. And Teal, much appreciation to you also. And also, I'll say this last thing, since the person wants to go back and forth. If you guys feel like I'm wrong about it, look up the information, produce the information, and show me it next week. Yeah, I've heard some places in Texas are keeping theirs pretty low, but a lot of places are kind of keeping theirs low because of the strategic oil reserves that the federal government has released. And then I've also heard of some gas stations going out of business because they're trying to keep it low on purpose to kind of salvage Trump, but that's a whole nother issue. But yeah, on that, I'm gonna end it. All right, because if not, I'll just keep on talking. And I do love talking with y'all, and even the people who disagree with me. I don't care if they throw their little insults. Doesn't bother me one bit. But that's it. Peace. Y'all have a great week. Much love to all of y'all.
There is discrimination in this world, and slavery and slaughter and starvation. Governments repress their people. Millions are trapped in poverty, while the nation grows rich, and wealth is lavished on armaments everywhere. These are differing evils, but they are the common works of man. They reflect the imperfection of human justice, the inadequacy of human compassion, our lack of sensibility towards the suffering of our fellows. But we can perhaps remember, even if only for a time, those who live with us are our brothers, that they share with us the same short moment of life, that they seek as we do, nothing but the chance to live out their lives in purpose and happiness, winning what satisfaction and fulfillment they can.